Joining us this morning in the studio, a new artist named Jade Jackson out of Santa Margarita, California. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So I was just saying before we went on mic, it kind of reminds you of home up here in wine country?
It does.
Yeah.
It's very similar. You know, it's not as warm as it is back home right now, but just as pretty.
Yeah. You're touring in support of your brand new record, Gilded.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm really also pleased because you brought your band with you, and it's the same band that's on the record. How long have you guys been playing together?
Wow, we've been playing together about 3 years now. Yeah, we're just so excited because, you know, as soon as we started playing together, we wanted to get on the road, and it's kind of taken a very long time for us to get to this point. So we're really thrilled to be here.
Now, did you put the band together to make the record, or were you guys a band before you started making the record?
No, so Mike Ness, the guy who produced our album, I kind of met up with him before I got a band together, and he suggested I audition some players out, you know, the Los Angeles area, and I had a little bit of a different plan. I kind of wanted some friends from back home to be in my band since I was going to have to be living in a van with them after all. I wanted them to be my friends.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That you brought friends from home to be in your band instead of...
yeah, and they are, they're awesome, so.
Well, they sound great on the record.
Yeah, hear that, guys?
And we're going to hear you play live here as well. Now, interesting the fact that Mike Ness picked you to make a record. Mike Ness, of course, is with Social Distortion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a band that you don't normally think of when you think of like a modern country, alternative country sort of.
I agree. Well, I know lots of Mike's solo stuff is a little bit more towards the country, his country roots, you know, his love for Hank Williams and whatnot. But, I mean, we sort of just shared, you know, similar loves in old, early country music. And when we met, first time we met up just to talk about music and play guitar, there was nothing like laid out like he's going to produce you or he's thinking about producing you. It was just he wants to meet up with you and play music. And I was like, well, that's incredible because I love both his solo career and I love Social Distortion and yeah, just kind of ended up happening organically. He liked my songs. He wanted to produce, and we just worked really well together.
How did he find you in the first place?
So let's see. It was I think it was I always mix this up, but it was one of the breaks the end of my junior year, and I was back home and I was just jamming with some friends and some boys from the neighborhood. Andrew Rebel here and Jake Vukovic, my bass and guitar player, they were both part of that band just for fun. And we were playing at a cafe, and Mike's wife, Christina, was there, and she filmed a bit of it on her phone and sent it over to him. And he was like, I like this, I want to... originally help me just do a demo, but I had just recorded a demo in a friend's basement, sent that over to him, and then he got back to me immediately, and it's, you know, it's history.
The rest, as they say.
Yeah, the rest is history. Yeah.
Well,
got really lucky.
It's a really good record.
Thank you.
We've been playing it a lot, and what really strikes me about this is you're a youngster, according to my book anyway, since I'm a dinosaur. But
you're not a dinosaur.
But the depth of... well, okay. The depth of your writing, it really struck me when I first heard this record.
Thank you.
And where does that come from?
You know, I'm not really sure. I sort of wish I knew so I could tap into it whenever I wanted to, but it kind of just comes like a wave, and I have to write it down, and that's usually how songwriting, you know, that's usually my process. It's just more of like an impulsive thing, and so I don't really think about it, but I've always been interested in writing about just things that I can see and observe from other people, so though I haven't experienced everything in my album, I've kind of observed it and imagined it. So
yeah, I read an interview where you said that you like try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and tell the story through their eyes.
Yeah, it was just, you know, kind of a game, you know, when I was a kid that I would do, and then once I started writing, I kind of used that to help me make the stories.
And you do it well.
Thank you.
Can we hear a song?
Yes, you can. So we're going to play a song for you. Of course, this is going to be the acoustic version.
Yes.
This is a song called Finish Line, and we put out a music video for this song, and it's actually an autobiographical video of our last day before tour, and it's in my hometown, and it's, yeah, if you want to watch it, you can do that.
We'll give you the address later on in the
Awesome.
show. Jade Jackson live in the studio here on KRCB.
All right, we'll let Tyler count this one in.
they don't care about me. Skin's a lot thicker than you think it'd be. And I don't need nothing to tie me down. I don't need no one to care should I leave town. Saw the way they looked and I heard them laugh. Couldn't wait to talk until I turned my back. I won't be that bitter taste in their mouth. So I ain't ever going back to your family's house. Waking up for the first time is when you don't stop running at the finish line. In life they stay the same, and they are usually the things we'd wish would change. So I won't search for strangers, someone else, 'cause I can pat my own back by myself. Waking up for the first time is when you don't stop running at the finish line. Waking up for the first time is when you don't stop running at the finish line. The roof that ain't over my head. Hell, I'd rather sleep out under these stars instead. And all the money in the world couldn't buy me back. Oh, the Lord knows I'm too proud for that. Waking up for the first time when you don't stop running at the finish line. Waking up for the first time is when you don't stop running at the finish line.
That was excellent.
Thank you.
Jade Jackson and her band, Finish Line, from the new album Gilded, live here in the studio. Was it easy to work with Mike?
It was.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. I didn't know what to expect, because I just grew up listening to mainly Social Distortion, so just kind of watching him in his punk element and a little bit afraid to meet him, but he turned out to be a very nice guy.
It's amazing how nice those punkers really are.
I know,
Yeah.
behind the leather jackets and all that, yeah.
And the tats and all that stuff.
Yep.
And the recording, you recorded it in Santa Ana, down in Southern California?
Yeah, so we recorded it at a few different spots. Originally, I went into Red Star Studios in Silver Lake with Mike, and then we went to Santa Ana, and then we did a couple of songs at Paramount Studios in Hollywood. So we were kind of all over the map.
Did you spend much time in LA growing up? Did you like go down there with the family and?
Not really. I had some family from San Diego, so we kind of just got stuck in traffic there, but that was about it. And then I actually went to school in Valencia at Cal Arts.
Oh, yeah.
And so that was sort of close, but I never really went in there because I don't know if you know anything about Cal Arts, but they like to give you a lot of projects, so I didn't really get out of my room.
What did you study at Cal Arts?
I studied music.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great school.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was great.
Was it tough to get in?
Yes, but I was lucky because it was audition based.
Uh-huh.
So like all the other, kind of music schools like Juilliard and things like that, it was like, how much theory do you know, and like what are your grades? And this one was just like, come audition for us. And so they liked the fact that I only played original songs. I didn't do covers, and that's kind of how I got in.
Growing up, what did you listen to?
I listened to a variety of different artists. My dad raised me on old country and kind of old punk music, so that's kind of what raised me. And then, when I kind of started exploring myself, I found other artists. Like I'm really into Jason Isbell right now.
Yeah.
I'm really into
his new record is probably my favorite record.
And Bryan Adams actually too. So like those guys I really like, but I grew up on like Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, and The Cure.
So Jason's wife Amanda was sitting in that chair not long ago.
Was she really? Because I'm a fan of her too, like a big fan.
She's great.
Man, can I have this chair?
Oh yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Cool.
Let's play a song off the record. Which one should I play?
That's creepy, huh? That is up to you.
Well, then let's play Back When, because it's a beautiful song.
Perfect.
Can you tell us a story?
Yeah, so that one I co-wrote with Jake here, because we both grew up in Santa Margarita, and it's just about growing up in a small town.
Cool. Back When, Jade Jackson from the new album Gilded here on KRCB. That's Back When from the new album Gilded by Jade Jackson. Jade and her band joins us in the studio this morning. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are on tour. You're about to start touring with Social Distortion.
Yeah, we start that tour on the 22nd in Salt Lake City. But so this little run with Little Hurricane is kind of just prolonging that tour. So we're not really getting a stop in. We're just kind of going on this tour and then going on that tour. So.
It's kind of cool how Mike and the guys in Social Distortion, they find openers that aren't really the same genre of music that they play a lot of times.
Yeah, I think they're into that. They're into like the variety and just interested in seeing like who mixes well with who, and
yeah,
it's kind of fun.
It gives the mosh pit a break a little bit, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
So tell me how these guys are all from your hometown.
Yeah, so I met Jake, my bass player. I met him in middle school. So we've been friends for a while. And then Andrew he grew up in my hometown as well. And so I met him through music from church. And then Andrew's actually the one who introduced me to our drummer Tyler, and he's from the Pomona area in Los Angeles, but he went to school at Cal Poly with Andrew. They both studied music there, so they became friends. And when I was in that process of kind of putting a band together, Andrew was like, well, I know the best drummer at Cal Poly, and I was like, get him. Yeah. And I met him, and he was really cool, and we all just gelled, and here we are.
I was telling you, my friend who works for Lagunitas, he went to Cal Poly as well.
Oh, wow. Cal Poly's a neat school,
yeah.
So.
It's a nice little town, San Luis Obispo.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah. And you're from Santa Margarita?
Santa Margarita. Mm-hmm.
And how big a town is that?
It's about 1,100 people.
Yeah, so it's a tiny little town.
Tiny town.
And your folks have a restaurant?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, that's kind of why we moved there. I actually spent my early childhood in a town like 30 miles towards the coast, kind of away from there. But we moved up to Santa Margarita because my parents opened a restaurant. Yeah. And so I grew up working there, waitressing, bussing tables. I still do in between touring. Yeah. So, yeah.
I was telling you that Amanda Shires was in here not long ago and doing an interview, and she said that she was really glad because she started playing with Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. Well, not Bob Wills, but playing with the Texas Playboys when she was like 16 years old.
So cool.
And she goes, I'm glad it worked out because I'm a crummy waitress. I said, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Jade Jackson, the new album Gilded, it is out now. You should get it. It's really good. It's good. You know, I'm not effusive a lot, but the depth of the songwriting on this album just blew me away. And I read somewhere that Mike gave you Lucinda's Car Wheels on a Gravel Road and said, don't listen to anything else but this.
That's pretty much exactly what happened.
When you were making the record?
No, it was actually before. That was before I even knew he wanted to produce me. It was just after our first meeting when we hung out and played guitars. I was leaving, and he's just like, I got some homework for you. and he handed me that album, and I only listened to that album for about 3 months. I just drowned myself in it.
Had you heard it before?
I mean, I heard it, but I never listened to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really listened to it, and I got to know those songs like the back of my hand, and by doing so, I was able to communicate with Mike during the production of our album because he wanted that to sort of be the template of sound and feel.
Mm-hmm.
So it just made the communication better between us.
Well, I want to tell you that it does sound like that. It's not like a copy of it, but it just pays homage. Your record plays homage to her record.
Oh, thank you.
And it sounds great.
Thank you very much.
Do you guys want to do another tune for us?
Yeah, we're going to do, this is the second to last single we released from the album. It's called Good Time Gone.
Cool. Jade Jackson live in the studio here on KRCB.
Back of the bar on Saturday. I said I don't drink, bought me one anyway. Sometimes I don't wanna act myself. That night I longed for something else. Held it in my hand, I took a sip. 2 drinks down, cold whiskey on my lips. He was nothing but a good time bomb. Handed me a cue to keep me stable. Colors of the rainbow spinning on the table. Green felt, blue chalk, neon lights. Solid on my face, so he took me outside. Red brick wall, I'm up against the air. One foot kickback on a chain link fence. He was nothing but a good time bomb. Oh, I wish time could come back to me. To me. Next thing I knew, we're on the curb of the back street. Every word he spoke, so soft and sweet. Swept the hair back off my face. He had a look in his eye, one hand around my waist. Yeah, he came on strong, cause he knew all along that we never have a first fight, we never have a song. He'd be nothing but a good time bomb. Stopped at the willow outside the gate, at the time where it didn't seem late. The devil makes 3, whiskey makes 4. Jack will jump, Evan Williams in the 4. And I'm still not proud. I said I love you out loud, and I wish I could take it all back somehow. He was nothing but a good time bomb.
Good Time Gone, Jade Jackson. Great band, you guys.
Thank you.
It's, you know, it kind of shows that you guys have played for a while together.
Oh, thank you.
You know?
That's what we hope for.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Jade's new album, Gilded. Go out and get it. It's really good. It's on the Anti record label. ANTI, not AUNTIE. Good luck with the tour.
Thank you so much.
And you guys are invited to come back anytime you're in this neck of the woods. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you.
We're going to go out with the song. What song should I play off of here? Are you going to leave it up to me again?
I think it's up to you.
Okay, let's play Motorcycle.
Perfect.
Okay, Motorcycle from Gilded, Jade Jackson. Thanks for coming in, you guys.
Thank you.